Hello, this is Mr. Huff, and I want to go through this assignment. Last year, I turned this out, and I got a lot of very different results, and people were having a hard time understanding it, so I want to go through it step by step. So first thing, kind of look at the test procedures notes and then the subsystem incremental testing documentation from PLTW. And then what we're going to do is you're going to write a practice test procedure using a simulation. And I've got links to PHET and Physics Classroom. What you're looking for is something where you can change a variable and measure a result. It has to do those two things in order for it to work. And I'll go through an example in just a moment. So you are going to develop a testing procedure using a simulation. Then here's some information about the format, and really I want you to use this template. The link is there. It looks like this. So it'll have like a little outline I want you to use and a data table that you will update, and then you'll fill this in. This first one is going to be individual. When you go in and do your actual procedures, you'll develop several of these and turn them in as a group. All right, here we go. So you should include the purpose, why this is important for testing your solution. So just tell us why you're doing this. Talk about initial conditions, materials you would need, safety concerns, pass-fail criteria, your procedures, and I'll talk about this more in just a moment. Actual data you collected, and then data analysis. And some pet peeves: I don't like procedures that look like this, where it's a lengthy paragraph. Yes, it could have all the information in it. It's a lot easier to follow if it's step by step like this. So let's say that I found this capacitance simulation. I want you to notice I have some output values up here, and I have some inputs, so I could use this as my independent variable. I could change the voltage here from minus 1.5 to 1.5, and I can see what happens up here to my top plate charge and my stored energy. Or I could set a voltage here. Notice this is this would be a constant if we didn't change it. If it's being changed, then it's a variable. So I can also change this plate area, and notice how things change as we change the capacitance and the plate area. So in this case, my independent variable would be plate area. It could also be separation, and then these are going to be my dependent variables here. So what I would suggest on this one, set some constants here for separation and area, and then your capacitance, and then go through the spectrum of voltages using the voltmeter to see what voltage you have at what point. So then you would capture these points in the data table as you went. Then you would fill in your purpose of this, and this would be just for practice. Initial conditions, you would discuss how you set up the simulation to start with, and then the materials you need a laptop and the simulation, and this data table or this document. Safety considerations, since this is a practice thing, just talk about using a computer and health and safety concerns there. Pass-fail criteria, so what do we expect? Once you've done this, you can kind of tell as we change the voltage, we should see something happen up here, okay? And then you would talk about your procedures. What were your starting conditions? What constants did you have? What variables did you have specifically? Independent and dependent variables. And then what are you going to change, and what are you going to measure as you go through, and then describe the step-by-step procedure. For the data, you're going to go down here, give it a title, put your independent variable here, and put the numbers here, and then the dependent variable here, and the numbers go here. From this, you'll be able to make a chart or a graph, and then you can put your data analysis in here. So the data analysis, you're going to give us summary statistics, a graph or a chart, and tell us what the data is telling you about your solution, or based on this behavior, what conclusions can you draw? And that's what you're going to do for this. And there's going to be some holes in this because it is just a practice thing. I'm really just after, can you fill this in and write a detailed procedure that someone else could follow? All right, I hope this answers some questions, and let me know if you are stuck. Thank you for watching.